Good evening and welcome to the March 22nd meeting of the regular session of City Council. If you wish to address Council tonight, we ask that you register with the staff in the lobby and mark item I if the item you wish to address is not on the agenda. We have a light system on our podium. You have 3 minutes. After you give your name and address, the green light will appear. At the end of 2 minutes, the yellow. And at the end of 3 will be the red light, and we ask that you promptly take your seat. The City Code identifies the procedure for citizen participation regarding items on tonight's council agenda and provides the opportunity for citizens to address City Council on matters that are germane to the business of council. Matters that are germane to the business of council means matters that the City Council by law is empowered to act upon. This does not include announcements that are personal to you, your business, or your organization, including campaign information. Copies of the city ordinance regarding citizen participation can be found at the desk in the lobby. If you intend to address council this evening, please pick up and review a copy of that ordinance. We also ask at this time if you would silence your phones. As usual, prior to the beginning of the business portion of the meeting, we're going to have Pastor Jamar Jones from First Baptist Church, East End, to provide an invocation to the council. Afterwards, Councilman Harris will lead us in pledge. It is the practice of council members to stand for the invocation and pledge of allegiance. Those who also wish to stand are welcome, but you are not obligated to do so. Pastor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Let us pray. God of all creation, I ask for your blessings upon our Newport News City, and especially upon those gathered here this night, both elected officials and local citizens, who come together to speak and listen, to exchange ideas and share knowledge, and to make important decisions for the good of our community. You are present, Holy One, at all times and in all places, even in complicated discussions. During tonight's meeting, may these faithful public servants be blessed with wisdom and grace, integrity and compassion. And in gratitude to you, Holy God, for every blessing in our lives, may each of us do the good work that you have called us to do in this our shared city and in every arena of our lives. Amen.
Amen. Will you please join me as we recite the pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Reverend.
Mr. Mayor, if you can join me down at the podium, I appreciate it, please.
Who?
You.
Mayor Price, on behalf of the food bank and the City of Newport News and the other 8 cities and counties that we serve, we wanted to come and thank you for originating the MLK Day Food and Fun Drive 6 years ago. Over the span of 6 years, it has brought in 140,000 meals for our community. And along the way, you brought lots of friends with you to help with the effort, and it has paid off, and we are grateful for your service. And I know that you're retiring as mayor, so we wanted to present you with this plate commemorating all that you have done on behalf of the city and the food bank and those we serve.
Thank you very much. You all know I don't like this. But thank you very much. And it's really an honor to be able to do something that benefits the entire region. And thank you all, and thank all the volunteers that come out and the citizens who drop by and make that a very special, always cold day. But very special, and Chief and all the other people who have given their time to make this a success. I hope it is something that continues, and great. That's good.
run to include all of the Oyster Point, including City Center, a portion of Jefferson Avenue to Muller Lane, down the railroad tracks to J. Clyde Morris. There were several factors that we received from our city attorney to help guide us in our swiftness to make a decision for the redistricting process. One, state law requires a long process of meetings and hearings that would have taken 90 to 100 days. Filing deadlines for candidates for local elections would be in mid-June. 3 districts have to set so that persons running can get additional signatures if needed for the new districts. We have to submit to the Attorney General of Virginia for their approval 60 days, and in order to do that, from this day, March 22nd, then we're looking at late May to get the approval, which would only leave 2 to 3 weeks to get additional signatures for those who needed them for their respective districts. And because of that, I'm going to support option 1. Thank you.
So this ordinance that we're about to pass just supports option 1? Okay, because I just want to clarify, I will not be supporting it because I wanted to support option 2.
I will also be supporting option 2, so I'll be voting against this measure. And the reason I'm voting, the reason I prefer option 2 is that it does a better job of keeping communities of interest together. When I look at the map and I look at City Center, what is City Center but basically a downtown area that's not in downtown? And having that representation in one district, I think, would be extremely helpful. When I first came on council, I met with the planning department, and one of the first things they said was that Newport News is really a unique city because we have urban, suburban, and we have rural areas in our city. And they roughly break down to the south, central, and north of our city. And having representatives from all of those demographics, I think, helps us come up with a better government for our city. I believe that option 2 provides for fairer elections. It keeps the split in political parties as close to what we have right now as more than map 1 does. And I believe that switching precincts dramatically will cause confusion in the future. So those are my primary reasons for voting against option 1. Thank you.
Okay, any further comments? No, I just want to thank everyone for sending in their comments and for the 3 public meetings that we had. A lot of people commented on the maps and the variations. Most of the people that I talked to said that the compactness and the looking at the equal geographically was what was appealing to them once we pointed out that this was not mainly about politics, but tried to make sure that the districts by population were equal. And for that, it's very aesthetic to me and very less gerrymandered when you look at it in those eyes. With no further comments, we will, yes, ma'am.
I just want to thank the citizens for coming out to even look at the maps and to see how they were broken up and for your input. We received a lot of emails, and to all of you who like to get a response, I do apologize. Time did not permit me to respond to you individually, but my vote tonight will reflect my view, and I appreciate you sharing your views as well. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Any further comments? If not, call the roll, please.
Vice Mayor Cherry? 4. Councilman Harris?
4.
Councilman Jenkins?
Against?
Mayor Price?
4.
Councilwoman Scott?
4.
Councilwoman Vick?
Against.
Councilwoman Woodbury?
Against.
Motion carried 4-3.
Thank you. We are now at the consent agenda. Item F contains the following items. Page 72, minutes of the joint work session of Newport News City Council and the Newport News Public School Board of March 1st. Page 94, minutes of the special meeting of March 8th, minutes of the work session of March 8th, and minutes of the regular meeting of March 8th. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda items F1 through F4, all inclusive? Moved in second. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Vice Mayor Cherry. 4. Councilman Harris.
4.
Councilman Jenkins.
4.
Mayor Price.
4.
Councilwoman Scott.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
We are now at other city actions, page 192, item G1, Madam Manager.
Yes, this is a resolution to apply an assessment ratio to the value of certain automobiles and trucks as authorized by Virginia Code Section 58.1-3503B for the calendar year beginning January 1st, 2022 and ending December 31st, 2022. And I recommend approval.
There are no speakers. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved. Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Yes, I just want to say how much I'm thankful for our Commissioner of the Revenue who's here, Ms. Tiffany Boyer, who brought this to our attention several weeks ago in hopes of bringing some relief to our citizens. So I just want to publicly say thank you for getting the head out in front of this as other local municipalities are looking into how they can alleviate this burden amongst our citizens. So thank you for doing that for us here in Newport News.
Absolutely. Any further comments? Call the roll, please.
Vice Mayor Cherry. 4. Councilman Harris.
4.
Councilman Jenkins.
4.
Mayor Price.
4.
Councilwoman Scott.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Motion carried 7-0.
Appropriations, page 197, item H, Madam Manager.
Yes, we have two appropriations. The first is a request to approve a resolution appropriating $3 million of fiscal year 2022 general obligation bond authorization funds to the Complete Streets on 16th Street through Jefferson Avenue to Marshall Avenue project. And the second item is a request to approve a resolution appropriating $2,587,500 of fiscal year 2021 Virginia Department of Transportation State Revenue Sharing Program grant funds and $2,587,500 of fiscal year 2022 bond authorization streets and bridges category for transportation major project match and Tech Center Parkway Extension Phase 2 project. And I recommend the approval of both resolutions.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve items H1 and H2?
So moved. Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Vice Mayor Cherry.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Councilman Jenkins.
4.
Mayor Price.
4.
Councilwoman Scott.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Motion carried 7-0.
We are now at citizen comments on matters germane to the business of council. I have one card, Pam Hall. Good evening.
I'm Pam Hall, and I live in the Southeast community. In a democracy, the will of the people should prevail. We, the people of the Southeast community, are against moving Huntington Middle School from 3401 Orchid Avenue. We, the people, do not want our Southeast community to be without a community center for several years as you fulfill your vision to build Huntington Middle School on city-owned property located at 2801 Orchid Avenue. Be a true leader and listen to the people.
Thank you. We are now at new business. Madam Manager.
Nothing, sir.
Mr. Attorney.
Nothing, sir.
Madam Clerk. Councilman Harris.
All right. First, thanks to everyone who is here. Thanks to everybody who is watching on TV or online. I just want to say congratulations to the Mitchfield High School women's basketball team as they recently won the state championship representing Newport News. So we are excited about that and how those young ladies have represented us throughout the state. And in addition to that, I failed to mention that the Heritage High School indoor girls track team have won the state championship as well a couple of weeks ago. So we're just proud of those young ladies, and hopefully we can see them here soon and acknowledge them and recognize them for their accomplishment as they went and did a great job just being student athletes and representing our city. I also want to thank Tommy Raymond Jr. and his father, Tommy Raymond Sr., for putting together a community event this past weekend in which they brought student athletes from all across Newport News and Hampton to come together. And if you weren't there, you missed a lot of energy, a lot of excitement in the building for our young people as they were being acknowledged for some of the great things that they have done. And just look forward to some of the events that they have moving forward to highlight our city and to highlight all those that that do great things here, not just here in Newport News and beyond. And special congratulations to my high school coach, Coach Raymond, who was recognized by Mayor Price at the event for all the hard work that he's done throughout the course of his tenure as a high school teacher and coach. He's put hundreds, probably thousands of young men such as myself, I'm including the number, in college, in which we were able to go to school for free or a partial scholarship because of what he did and what he instilled in us throughout the course of our developmental years as high school students. And I'm so grateful that he was able to be recognized for all the great things that he has done throughout the course. He just recently retired, so that was a beautiful thing to see. And that's all I have, Mayor Price.
Thank you.
Mayor Price, can we just give up the two groups a hand from the City Council for tonight? Let's just celebrate them now. Just celebrate them. Congratulations.
And assure you, we're going to have more of a presentation for them when their schedules will be able to accommodate. Yes. Councilman Jenkins.
Nothing for this evening.
Councilwoman Scott.
Just a few things, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in today. As always, it's a pleasure to have you all share this moment with us and learn about what we're doing and share your thoughts and ideas. I just want to thank our budget director, Lisa Cipriano, for the good news today. I'm sure that she would be glad to share this anywhere at any time now, so I guess she can come to the town meeting, so she has good news this time. But anyways, the proposed budget is no new taxes. I'm sure a lot of citizens will be pleased with that. And tax decreases instead of increases. I mean, it's just about unprecedented. So I'm sitting there like, okay. And I'm sure everyone was sharing the excitement. But more importantly, thank our city manager and her staff and the finance and budget department for thinking about the citizens and recognizing that at this time economic situations are extreme. Gas, it cost me $91.24 to fill my car today. So I'm sure others are feeling the burn also. So we appreciate you, Madam Manager, and your team for your forward thinking and for doing something for our citizens and to our Commissioner of Revenue for the personal property tax break. We're not going to call that a decrease yet because we don't know what's going to happen next year, but for a break on the personal property tax. I just think it's so important that we show the citizens how we do appreciate your tax dollars and we do respect your budget situations, as do the city, as we do with the city's funds. And we try to be good stewards of the city dollars, but we also try to be mindful that whatever we do here impacts whatever your life and your lifestyles are. Also, a special thank you to Zim Court for their Right to Vote Zoom seminar this weekend and their Get Out to Vote voter registration drive. It was a regional project including the South Side and the Peninsula. So it was good to have so many people on the Zoom to just talk about, you know, where we go from here. We talked a little bit about the redistricting, and I was flattered to join my colleague from Portsmouth, Councilwoman Lucas Burke, and we had some lively conversations. So just a special thank you to them for all they do for our community. I think their group is based in Hampton, but they are a combination of Hampton, Newport News citizens who are actually a part of that Zim Court. Also, I just want to remind the citizens that the North District Town Hall meeting is next Monday, March 28th at 7 o'clock. We're still on Zoom for now, but I will ask Ms. Lisa Cipriano to come and share the good news since she has some. Normally when I ask her at budget time, she's not too excited about coming yet. But since she shared with the council today, if you could spare some time, Lisa, we appreciate just to talk a little bit about the tax increases and how we got there, and to, more importantly, let citizens know that that might not be permanent on the commissioner's side and some of the other tax and fees that are decreased this year. So we just appreciate all your hard work, and thank you. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Vick.
I don't have anything, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Councilwoman Woodbury.
Yes, I do have an issue because evidently I have been, not for the first time, evidently I'm incredibly powerful and have everything to do with the school budget. Since Ms. Mary Vouse, has put out there that I refuse to give the teachers a raise, since that is not my purview, nor the council's. All we can do is to allocate the money. And I'm going to ask our city attorney to explain to her, because I hope she's listening, how that works. We cannot categorize the monies that we go like she feels that we should. So, Mr. City Attorney, would you explain that Code of Virginia to Ms. Vouse?
This is just something that's come up before in the past. It's Section 22.1-94 of the Code of Virginia, which provides that the governing body may make appropriations to the school board of funds delivered from local levies for operation, capital outlay, debt service, and other services of public schools. That the appropriation shall be not less than the cost apportioned to the governing body under state law, which I believe in our case, we were told today was about 54 million or something.
Yeah. Over.
A little bit over that. It says, and the state code says, the amount appropriated by the governing body for public schools shall relate to the total only, or to such major classifications prescribed by the Board of Education pursuant to 22.1115. And that statute does list several different classifications: instruction, administration, attendance and health, pupil transportation, operation and maintenance, school food services and other non-institutional operations, facilities, debt and fund transfers, technology, and contingency reserves. There isn't a separate classification for salaries per se. But in lieu of a total, the City Council could appropriate by classification, but we've never opted to do that. We've always just done a total appropriation to the school board, and then it's up to the school board and how they spend the money.
So, Ms. Vouse, I would appreciate you not giving me all that credit for keeping the teachers, because I was a teacher, and I taught teachers and trained teachers, and I love the school system and teachers. So if I had my way, I'd wave a magic wand and give them all a 10% raise. But that is not within my purview. So I would appreciate not being slandered anymore. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Cherry.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming tonight, and those who are watching us, we want to say thank you so much for your attention. I'd like to make sure that we recognize our Parks and Recreation Department and Madam Manager again for the wonderful Shamrock Festival that we had on last Thursday. Even though it rained a little bit, we still had a lot of fun. A lot of great activity was out there. And also, congratulations to the Boys and Girls Club on their steak and burger celebration. And we were excited for all the recipients that received awards, but especially for Pooh Johnson from the Boys and Girls Club. So I'd like to say congratulations to Rob and the Boys and Girls Club for all the wonderful work that you do for our children in the community. I'd like to thank Mayor Price again for your service to the Virginia Peninsula Food Bank. We wanted to surprise you tonight, and we got you. We did it.
Yes, you did.
But truly, it has been a blessing, all of the hard work that you have put into making that day a success. It really paid off this year, so I want to say thank you to you for that. Also, I just want to make sure that individuals know that we are trying to get back to live Your Voice Matters South District Town Hall meetings. We were not able to have one last week because we had the hearings for the redistricting, and that was on a second Thursday and a third Thursday, but also on a third Thursday. But also next month, we are having our public hearing also, and so we will not meet on the third Thursday again next month in April, and the mayor would mention the public hearings when he speaks. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. I just want to say, last Saturday I attended the Main Street Library. They had a We Stand for Justice honoring local African-American heroes The inductees this time was Charles Allen, Mamie Bay Code, and Floyd Crittington. If you haven't been to the Main Street Library on the second floor, there's a wall kind of giving the history of Newport News and significant people who have very influential in the development of the Southeast community and contributed greatly to this city. And it's really nice to walk through in a chronological order and see the people that have influenced, I know, me personally in my life and mentors of mine. So it's really an outstanding event. There's Alan mentioned today that there is a video also, which will probably be available soon, on these three individuals that were newly inducted, and it was done very well. Also Saturday, as Marcellus mentioned, I attended also the basketball classic. It's the first time event, so what they do is take the I guess the highest ranked or the best players from the high schools from Hampton and Newport News, and they play each other. And the girls' basketball game, and that was off the roof. I mean, it was really, really exciting to see these young people excel and show their talents. The City on My Chest, which was founded by Tommy Reaman Jr., is really, I think, has caught onto something that's going to be, I think, a big event. 1,000 tickets went a week in advance, was sold. Wow. I mean, it was packed. It was really a great event. And I look forward to that continue. Huh? Yes, Newport News won both. I was going to brag about that, but since you brought it up, we did win both games. So this, again, was the top players. And between the two games, I had, as was stated, in honor of giving Tommy Reamer, I actually gave him a key to the city. I want to thank Mabel for finding such an item. You may not remember, I got that about 3 years ago from you, but I've been saving it for a special purpose, and we gave Mr. Reaman Sr. This, and he was kind of like I was tonight, caught off guard because it was a surprise to him, and he really appreciated it. But it just highlights a life of dedication to youth and the 34 years that he gave to, as Marcella said, Ms. Harris said, just tremendous what he has done for youth and developing in this city. So we want to thank Coach Reaman again. And the dates for the public hearing will be April 12th and 14th. I think we voted on that today to make those the dates for the public hearing for the budget. So we will have more announcements about that. It will be publicized. So with that, yes, ma'am.
I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, we will have our annual Easter basket and Easter egg hunt this year on April the 16th, Saturday, April the 16th. We will be partnering with Sister to Sister. They're doing a Clean the Bay Day down at King Lincoln Park that day, and we will have fun activities for our children that day. So if you want to dedicate, if you would like to donate some Easter baskets, we would appreciate you drop them off at the clerk's office, or please give me a call, and I will be glad to pick them up or make arrangements for them to be dropped off. But we need about 250 Easter baskets. So please join us. Thank you so much.
Okay. If there is no further business, may what you say and do uplift the City of Newport News. We stand adjourned. Thank you.